What is up, my fellow Jamin? So I'm going to come back with another deck profile. I haven't really been playing in person very often, um, mostly online and Master Duel and stuff like that. Life's been kind of crazy and just hasn't worked out for me. I also played Tri Brigade for way too long, for about a year, and I just played all the different variants, and just kind of burnt myself out on that. So this is going to be my floowandereeze deck. This is what I plan on playing if I actually am able to start going to tournaments and stuff. Let's just go through the profile. So I'm running 2 M-Pen. Tribute summon it, and you search a floowandereeze spell or trap, and it gives you an extra normal summon, and then it makes it so special summon monsters can't activate their effects, and once per battle, you can banish a card and half the opponent's attack points. So pretty nice boss monster. Next kind of pseudo boss monster, or at least non-floowandereeze boss monster, is Rise of the Mega Monarch. This is going to be the hard part to get because it's only been printed twice and it's kind of expensive right now. But tribute summon this, and you bounce a card from their field to their hand, and from either graveyard to the hand, not to the hand. You spin a card to the top of the deck from their field and either graveyard, so you can actually recycle your D-shifter. And then, if it's tribute summoned correctly, then you can target another card and bounce it to the hand. So you can actually get rid of 3 cards that could be problematic just with this one card. And then the last higher level is 1 Apex Avion. Really good card. Omni negate, bounce back to the hand. On your opponent's turn, you can actually start your normal summoning again. So you can actually get it out on your opponent's turn. So there actually have been games where I've gotten this out on my turn, used it to negate something, then my opponent normal summons, triggering all the effects, letting me get it back out, and then I was able to negate a second time. So pretty good. That is the high level monsters. Let's jump into the lower levels. I'll just put them all out and talk about them all together. So we got 3 Eaglin, 3 Rabina, 2 Stree, and 1 Toucan. So Eaglin and Rabina are your, Rotas. Eaglin is level 7 or higher wing beast. Rabina is level 4 or lower wing beast. And so they just search, and then they give you an extra normal summon. All of the floowandereeze, once you do their on-summon effect, you get an additional normal summon. So you have to complete the normal summon to make it work, or the effect on normal summon to make it work, but you can actually vomit out your whole hand if you do it right. Stree will banish a card in one of the graveyards, and then Toucan will get a floowandereeze banished card back to the hand. And then the last card we're playing is just the Wind Barrier statue, because we can get it out easy, and it's searchable because it's a wing beast, and it slows your opponent down. And that's the main deck monsters. The hand traps, most important one, which I mentioned earlier, D-shifter. What I forgot to mention about the floowandereeze monsters is when they leave the field, they are banished instead, the level 1s. So we don't care about our graveyard. So if you can open up D-shifter, you can take a lot of games, because there's a lot of decks right now that really rely on the graveyard, because it's no longer a punishment, it's now just an extension of your hand. So if you can cut them off of that, then it slows a ton of decks down. And then we got 2 Ash and 2 Veiler with the same idea of just slowing your opponent down. Those should be pretty self-explanatory. They've been meta for a while. So we got, for spells, we got 3 of the map. And what this does is you can reveal a floowandereeze in your hand, banish one from the deck with a different name, and then normal summon it. And that just kind of starts your chain off. And then on your opponent's turn, when they normal summon, you can normal summon. So that's how you get stuff out on your opponent's turn. Just kind of throws their whole thing off. Then we got 3, the new card, Advent of Adventure. This one lets you banish a card, search a card, and then gain life points. Usually when you're banishing a card, you're going to banish one that you want to use the effect of, but one that you're okay getting negated. At least from my testing and stuff. Usually I'll banish like Stree, because I want my searchers to go off so I can actually get my bigger dudes out. But, you know, whatever's best in the situation. And then the life point gain, kind of inconsequential unless somehow you've been grind gaming and you're really low on time and you just need that extra 500 points to cheat out the game. And then we got one of the wins. This card is a lot of fun. The effect that I would say is the least useful is you can actually take 2 Wing Beasts in your hand, put them on the bottom of the deck, and draw 2 cards. But the other effect, when you would tribute summon for a Wing Beast, you can tribute one of your opponent's cards as one of the tributes. And that's cards, not monsters. So you have this up, and you're going to tribute summon your M-Pen. Why don't you tribute your opponent's skill drain? Or their back row they haven't activated? Or field spell? Or monster? Like, it's so good. And then if you play it right, and you do the M-Pen, get the extra normal summon, start your combo again, get out another dude, you can it just causes a lot of problems. But it's only one because it's usually searchable, and you don't want to clog up on it. And that's our floowandereeze spells. For the other spells, we got Extrav. We don't use our extra deck. You actually aren't able to special summon when you use some of these floowandereeze effects. So we got Extrav, because we don't care about the extra deck, and then Duality, because we're not special summoning. So we just get to dig through our deck a ton, get to all of our good pieces. Utility, we got 3 Book of Moon. We're just trying to slow down the opponent to make our stuff go through. I'm meaning 1 Feather Duster. I am siding other back row hate, but Feather Duster just seems like a good one of, since it's at 1. Just with all of the back row decks running around, and now skill drain at 3, that kind of screws up this deck. So I got sick of losing online to decks that flip over a bunch of skill drains, and I wasn't main decking anything. So I'm now main decking that. We got 1 Terraforming, because the field spell is kind of important. It helps us get going. And then the 1 Trap, that you flip it over, it resolves, you're able to get another special or another normal summon immediately. So that's another way to normal summon on your opponent's turn. And then when it's in the graveyard, when you special summon, or tribute summon, sorry, been playing meta for too long. When you tribute summon, you can banish it, and from the graveyard, I actually don't think I've used that in a while, and flip all your opponent's cards to face down defense. So it's a Book of Eclipse, basically. So that is the main deck. I do have an extra deck because, again, Extrav, but I'm also citing cherries. So everything in here is just cherries targets. Verte, Mekk-Knight, Zeus, Omen, Blossom, Downard, Nova, Savage, Meow Mew, Halki, Assembling, Kagari, Monk of the Tenyi, Bardiche, and then just another Blossom. I was citing Punishment to dump these and then just cycle a card. So could realistically switch this out for one of the Sword Soul, the Sword Soul Synchros, or there's quite a few other things. I could do DPE instead of, or that way I could have DPE and Anaconda, just in case. There's a lot of things I could do with that. And I haven't done that in a while, but I'll show you the side deck. Like I said, I am siding cherries. So I got the 3 cherries and the 3 lance. If I'm going up against a deck that banishes a lot, then I'm going to side in the lance. Cherries just good all around. And then 2 cosmic. Want to get rid of those pesky things. Probably my favorite card in the side deck, Harpy's Featherstorm. Basically, VFD in trap card form. A lot of fun. For me, not the opponent. You just don't get to activate anything. So if floowandereeze becomes like crazy meta and everybody's playing it, this card will probably be on the chopping block, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. I got 1 red reboot, and then 3 strike. Just to kind of round off the traps. So that's the deck. Let me know what you think. I am thinking about switching one of the M-Pens, or maybe the Apex, to a Snowl. Because I know that with some of the matchups, just the benefits from Snowl, you'll kind of outweigh the extra M-Pen or the Apex. Just kind of depends. I need to do more testing with that setup. But other than that, I have a lot of fun with this deck. It's kind of fun to just normal, do effect, normal, do effect, normal, do effect. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. I do want to know if you guys have any tips for fixing warped cards, because some of these, when I got them, the cards were a little warped. And I had them sitting in like binders and stuff. I don't know if you can see, it's a little warped. It used to be a lot worse. But I had them sitting like pressed in binders. I just put them in my trade binder and then put it in my backpack on the very bottom, like the very back of the backpack. So it was on the flat surface, and then put that, my backpack face down, and then put a bunch of stuff on top of the backpack to try to flatten it out. And I had that in there for about a week, and it helped a little bit, but it's still a little warped, and it's kind of bugging me, and I don't want to have an issue at a regional, because we're supposed to have one here in about a month where I live, so don't want to have an issue with like deck checks and stuff. Don't even know if I can have an issue, but really appreciate it if any of you have tips. But other than that, that's my deck profile. Let me know what you guys think, and see you guys later.